Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mayhemtainment. I am your host, JD, and this is our the second episode of our Halloween series of 2025. This is our obscure Halloween movie review. And while the movie we chose, movies we chose to do a dual one, are not necessarily that obscure. They're not always in the mainstream. People don't always think about them when it comes to Halloween or even zombie movies. So we're going to talk about the Night of the Living Dead. We'll talk a little bit about the original and the remake, as well as Shaun of the Dead. So that's what the one we chose for this episode. And I'm being joined by Mayhem's own, the Media Maverick, Mike Weldon, who is also responsible for helping us get these visuals together for this episode today, because I have not had time to think this week. And I'm being joined by our resident Halloween specialist, Mayhem Ecto himself, Robby H, the graphic artist of Mayhem Media.
What's going on?
Good to have you guys here. This is the first time the three of us have ever had an episode together, I think, right?
No, we did the Ghostbuster one.
Yes. Well, yeah. So, yes. But, yeah, the Ghostbusters and then this one, yes. Well, the three of us will likely be the majority of the Halloween people. We may see Ms. Paul on our live episode next Friday night, or this upcoming Friday night, for what are we doing, Robby? Friday the 13th?
Friday 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. Sorry, it's been a long day already. Friday the 13th. That's why Robby's in charge of the Halloween content. So let's get into it. First, let me shout out Marcus Fredrickson. He does the music. Go check him out, reverbnation.com / Marcus Fredrickson, and share out your favorite song. And of course, our storefront, bonfire.com /store / Mayhem Media Shop. We have a lot more apparel. I got to get a new visual, but we have most of the apparel you see here, and we have much more coming every day now, especially since we're licensed to sell Austin and Scott Diamond apparel. So make sure you go check that out and pick up some of our various designs, and some of our new licenses we'll be picking up as we grow the storefront. All right, let's talk about Night of the Living Dead. There's the original and the remake. Robby, we confirmed that, right? We thought for a moment there was a third one, but there is only two.
That's what it looks like to me.
All right,
you got the original in 1968, and you have the remake in 1990.
Yes, which when Robby told me that before, when we were getting the studio and everything set up, I can honestly say that I did not think that the remake was that close. Like, I always thought it was just a little bit older than that, but so I was shocked. I did not realize that it was actually a new movie, despite the fact that I know a few of the actors in the remake here. So, original or remake? Mike, what are your thoughts? Do you have a preference on original or the remake? Mike?
I like the remake just because some of the actors, I know more of the actors in the remake than I know the original.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I like the original because it's the original, but I thought the remake, this is one of the few times where I thought the remake actually did a good job of capturing what was in the original and kind of improving upon it just a little bit. Robby, what about you?
I like the original black and white version the best. To me, it gives a different tone.
That it does.
I watched the remake this morning, well, most of it, and the remake stays with the original pretty well, and it adds a few good things. Myself, I don't like the acting in the remake as much. I don't like the change in the female lead, which is Patricia Tallman. She was a little shit on the first movie. The blonde. She was just in shock just about the whole movie.
Yeah.
And she was aggravating at times with the screaming and the almost acting like a baby and stuff. But I mean, I could see that happening.
Yeah, you're right.
And in the second movie, the redheaded chick that she replaced basically, later on in the movie, she becomes a little bit more aggressive than the blonde did.
Yeah.
And the only one, in my opinion, in the remake that did well was dude who played Candyman,
Tony Todd,
which is Tony Todd. The rest of the actors were kind of so-so for me.
I think I do agree with you. The first one definitely had a more ominous kind of a feel to it. It kind of kept you on the edge of your seat a little bit more, and I think that's due to the black and white. I like the remake a little bit more because I like Tony Todd. A little fun fact for everybody: Tony Todd also plays the Fallen in Transformers 2. He also plays in the Final Destination series. Those are just a few of the other things that he does. He's actually everywhere. Like if you go look at his filmography, Tony Todd is been in quite a number of different movies and things. So he's very well-rounded actor. I think that's why, because I think he's a good actor, and I think he did. I think that's what, like you were saying, you like the original girl, the girl from the remake. You liked the way she was portrayed a little bit more in the original than the remake, and I kind of liked the way Tony Todd handled that role better than whoever it was in the first movie.
Well, see, I like the dude from the first movie
You think?
more. I do. I mean, myself, I do. And the only reason for it, like, if you watch the remake, when Harry comes out of the basement, like the father that was living in the basement with the kid that got bitten. I mean, they just started each other for no reason. See, and if you watch the original, I mean, it happens quickly, but it happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they disliked each other because Harry comes up, he's trying to run shit. Then you have Ben, he's trying to run shit upstairs. Ben actually knows better, but I mean, excuse me. In the remake, I mean, when he opens the door and they go face to face, it's just automatically they hate each other.
I will say that Tony Todd, the character, I don't know if it was Tony Todd's decision or a directing choice, maybe, but Tony Todd's version of the character in the remake seems more aggressive with everybody. He seems to be on edge constantly. Like he's always yelling at everybody to do this, to do that. But I kind of that's what I kind of liked about it too. I think, you know, when you're in a zombie situation, if it's life and death, I'm not going to be polite about it. I'm gonna be, yo, we got to do this or we're gonna die. So I think that's why I kind of like Tony Todd in the remake a little bit more, because I kind of relate a little bit more to that kind of hostile character. Can't imagine why that is. Mike, what do you think about? Do you have a preference on like the main character? Did you like him better in the original or the remake, or did you not have a preference?
I'm biased because I'm a Tony Todd fan. I like the Candyman movie, so I was biased because of him.
Yeah, I'm not really a Candyman fan myself. Robby, what about you? Are you a Candyman fan?
I like the first one. Past that, I've only watched maybe once, like Candyman 2 and stuff, and I watched the remake. I wasn't a big fan of that. So, I mean, honestly, I'll never watch Candyman again unless I'm doing it for this show.
Yep. And I can assure you that's way down on the list of franchises yet. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Candymans either. That and the oh man, what's the other series that I'm totally drawing a blank on now? I don't know.
Final
I'll have to think about
Destination.
it. No, I love the Final Destinations. It's I can't remember it though. What's the other one I was thinking about? It was one we were considering about doing last year until I actually watched the movies and I said, no, we're never doing this. Oh, it's the one with Pinhead.
Oh, Hellraiser.
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 We will never review the Hellraisers, or at least I will not be a part of that show.
You know, I didn't watch Hellraiser till I was a grown man. That's just something that we never watched when I was younger. And I've never seen what the big deal
No,
on Hellraiser is.
no, it's way too, you know what? I don't like it for kind of some of the reasons you don't like the Saws, Robbie.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
gore porn.
yeah, it's a little too gore. It's a little too much gore in there and a little too much over the top effects and stuff that are just, make it non-believable. Like it's just, they try too hard. American Horror Story does that occasionally too, which is something we're going to do an American Horror Story episode. That's something to do. Maybe next Halloween or before.
I was gonna say,
that's the other Shaun. Hold on. We didn't get to Shaun of the Dead yet. Oh, that we only have one remake for Night of the Living Dead? All right. Well, then let me ask you guys one more thing then about Night of the Living Dead, and then we'll talk a little bit about Shaun of the Dead. The zombies. I think the zombies were better in the black and white version than the color version. I think whether, again, it was directing or who they got to play the extras or whatever, I think the zombie, like, they were more realistic, more believable in the original than the remake. What do you guys think about that?
So I've always liked the slow zombies anyway. And I love when they do a zombie apocalypse movie. I like when they do it with the zombie apocalypse just starting where nobody knows what's going on.
Know,
And you got to
right?
think about it. This was the birth of The Walking Dead. Romero didn't even use the word zombie. You know what I mean? They were just the living dead. So to me, when they're almost unrecognizable as dead until they get right up on you is scary.
Yeah.
The slow movements, the jerks and stuff, I love it. And one of them isn't a problem for the most part. But you start getting crowded by them, it's no way to get out.
Yeah.
I'm not as big of a fan of, like, say, the skeletal zombies unless it's done very well.
Yeah.
And very well doesn't mean like the glistening blood and all that stuff. I'm talking about it could be somebody looks like you and me, but maybe you see like a rib cage popping out or something within that means. And Night of the Living Dead, my favorite part is at the beginning when the brother's trying to scare, he's gonna get you, Barbara. And dude's walking up to him. And I mean, you and me know that's a zombie because we know what we're watching.
Yeah.
But for them, like living in this world, that's just a dude walking up.
Yeah. He's just stumbling.
And I thought it was done so well. And then the blank look on his face until he attacks. I thought it was perfect. And that's probably my favorite zombie of all times is that one dude.
Yeah.
And for him to have enough intelligence to pick up the rock and try to hit the car glass with it. I mean, I just loved it. And I loved on the remake where they had that part. And instead of that man walking up first, it's another man that walks up and he's like warning them in a way. And it's not a zombie. And then she turns around, there's the zombie. Yeah. So, I mean, they did change it up well because at least there's some stuff that they're changing where you're not watching the same movie. I mean, both movies are great. Yeah. It's just everybody's got to have a favorite of something.
Yeah. George A. Romero, man, he definitely the grandfather of the founder of the modern day zombie movies, for sure.
And not only movies, dude, books as well. I've got the books of The Walking Dead, not Walking Dead, but The Return of the Living Dead, or whatever, Night of the Living Dead, and then they have like the returns and shit like that. But it's like almost like an anthology. It's like You hear a story from these people and then these people. And I mean, they're done very well. And to me, the books were better than any of his movies. And I love all his movies.
I haven't read any of his books, and Mike, I'm going to throw it back to you in a minute. But for everybody that wants to know, there is a whole series of these. There's an original series, and then they did do remakes of some of the movies too. The originals are, I think, a little bit better. While they don't follow the same characters, it's arranged in a way that it kind of tells the whole story. It starts with Night of the Living Dead. Then there's actually, if you actually go find it, there's George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Then there is Day of the Dead, and then the final movie in the anthology is Land of the Dead.
Right.
So if anybody didn't know that, it's actually a whole series that starts with Night of the Living Dead. That's the outbreak, and then you go all the way through. It kind of takes you through a whole day. I mean, it goes through more days than that, but the series itself, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and then Land of the Dead is the final.
I used to get confused with that because I used to think it was like Night of the Living Dead, then Return of the Living Dead. But to find out later on, Return of the Living Dead 1, 2, 3, whatever doesn't even have anything to do with Night of the Living Dead.
No, and it's not made by George A. Romero either.
Exactly.
It's a cheaper ripoff. Mike, are you still with us?
I am. I'm here.
Okay, good. What are your thoughts on before we switch over to Shaun of the Dead? Do you have any thoughts on what we were just talking about, and have you seen the whole series of the movies?
I've seen Night of the Living Dead. I've seen, only one I haven't seen is Day of the Dead. I've not seen that one.
Now, are you talking about, when you say you've seen them, are you talking about the remakes or the originals?
I've seen the original Night of the Living Dead. I've seen the remake of Night of the Living Dead, and I've seen the modern version of Dawn of the Dead.
Yes, well, everybody's seen the modern. I think everybody's seen the modern version of Dawn of the Dead. That was highly commercialized and not a bad movie. Not a great zombie movie. Not a
and for
great.
them to add Richard Cheese singing "Down with the Sickness" was awesome.
Yes, absolutely. That is the kicker for the whole movie. That sets up the whole movie about what you're about to watch. I'm sorry, it does. That when Richard Cheese chimes in, you're sucked into the movie at that point. You are in the movie as soon as Richard Cheese comes on. All right, I don't care. And Dawn of the Dead, I actually prefer the remake of Dawn of the Dead. That's probably one of the and Night of the Living Dead. I do like that for various reasons. But the original Dawn of the Dead, I'm not really a fan of. I don't think
I actually love the original Dawn of the Dead.
Wow. Well, we usually disagree.
No, it's cool.
I like the original. I like the original Day of the Dead. I think the remake of Day of the Dead was a tragedy.
I don't remember the remake of Day of the Dead, but the original Day of the Dead was my least favorite of all of them.
Yeah, I would say that too. Yeah, the remake of the Day of the Dead is just, and they tried to bring Ving Rhames back as a different character, which was a mistake in itself. That's already mistake number one. And it was bad. It was not good. Like the whole story was not good. They went so off of what the original was.
Now, from the original movie, my favorite part, or not really my favorite part, and I know I'm not into the gore porn shit, but the part I remember the most from Day of the Dead is when the bad guy dude, the leader of the military, whatever, they start reaching into his belly and start pulling out of the intestines and stuff. That's the part that I remember the most from that movie.
You know what I remember the most from the Day of the Dead movie is when the dude gets bitten and they chop his arm off.
Yeah.
That's what I remember the most, because it's the first time in a zombie movie that I remembered seeing someone trying to prevent the infection.
Yeah.
So, and they did it so fast, like there was no setup. There was like, no, hold his arm. And you're just like, ah, watching.
So what do you think about the blue zombies in the original movies?
The blue zombies?
I mean, the makeup and all that stuff. Like if you watch Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, the makeup they tried to use made the zombies look almost bluish.
Yeah, the makeup wasn't so good. The makeup wasn't so good, in my opinion, with that. Like I said, I think the original Night of the Living Dead, in terms of makeup and like a feel and effect, probably one of the best. I think Dawn of the Dead did a really good job with that also. But I think even both the original and the remake of the Day of the Dead was not nearly as as good. Mike, do you have any thoughts on that? What do you think about the difference in zombies? I know you said you haven't watched a whole bunch, but do you have one that you were a little bit more favorite fans of the zombies? You with us, Mike? Well, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. You can't hear him either, right, Robby?
No.
So you were having big lag problems, my man, Mike.
I like the remake Dawn of the Dead zombies. I guess that's the ones I like. I am.
Okay. Yeah, I like the fast zombies. With the first time you encounter the fast zombies, I think it was a shock because you're used to seeing the George A. Romero shambling
Y'all hear me?
zombie, and all of a sudden, yeah, we can, Mike. I mean, we can hear some of what you're saying, but you're having some lags for sure. Yeah, he'll probably hop back in a second.
So the fast zombies, like
Yeah.
that in Dawn of the Dead remake,
Yeah,
I'm fine with because they're not extremely fast. They're as fast as say I could run or whatever.
yeah.
All right. The
They're not
zombies that
superhuman.
I think has gotten crazy is like the World War Z type zombies.
Yeah,
Or the 28 days later. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just to me, it's weird.
yeah. They
I
get,
don't
like,
mind
superhuman
the
strength or
running zombies as much. And I was telling my son this morning, he's like, how did it start? I love it when a movie starts and you don't know how the zombie apocalypse started.
I mean, wait, no, you're talking about like you don't know how the virus started, but you had mentioned earlier that you like to see the outbreak happen.
Right. But I'm saying it's
Yeah.
not the outbreak. I like when the people don't know the outbreak is happening.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Excellent.
What I'm saying is I don't like for them, like if you watch Zombieland, which I love Zombieland, but I don't like how, they ate a burger that was infected by mad cow disease or something within that means. Night of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead was like a government experiment, something like that. I love like I believe it was Dawn of the Dead when they were like saying that basically when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk again. I think that's the perfect explanation for a zombie movie, and you just end it right there. I was happy with that.
I love that too. Yeah, I always like the like the mythological or
The spiritual aspect of it.
The spiritual side of the spiritual question, if you will, of the zombie apocalypse and stuff like that. I do like that part of it. Mike, are you with us?
I am. I'm here.
All right, you hardlined yet?
Yeah, I'm hardlined.
Good. All right. So I don't know if we got the answer, but you said you like the Dawn of the Dead zombies?
I do.
Do you what about the ones Robby and I were talking while you were when you had bounced out and came back in about some of the other zombie movies, not like the Night of the Living Dead and stuff or George A. Romero's, but other ones, how they have superhuman strength or they run fast or whatever. What are your thoughts on that?
Like, okay, Robby was just talking about in the second Zombieland movie, they have this one zombie they call like the Terminator zombie because it takes more to kill them than it does the regular zombies.
And do you like having different zombies and stuff, or are you?
I don't. I personally don't because like every zombie show I've watched is like you shoot them you should be able to shoot them in the head and that be it. But sometimes that's not even enough.
I think a zombie is terrifying enough to not have to upgrade them.
Yeah,
I think so too. And we're not talking about video games. Video games is something different, but in movies, I don't think they need all that stuff. All right, let's talk about Shaun of the Dead. That's the other movie we're going to talk about in this episode. So let's talk about that. Shaun of the Dead is a spoof of the Living Dead, of the Night of the Living Dead series. It's not a George A. Romero endorsed one, or at least he didn't have a hand in producing it or making it. So what do you guys think? Robby, have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
It has been years, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't aware we were doing Shaun of the Dead this time. I thought we were just doing Night of the Living Dead. But I will tell you that it wasn't bad for what it was.
Yeah.
You have to like that type of comedy as well.
Yeah, you do.
Like I like when stupid shit happens in a movie that could be taken serious, but certain things like where the zombie's going and they're singing the little song and then the zombie goes ah, and then they're sitting there keep on going and then the zombie goes ah and goes with the song. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
But to watch the story, like him starting off, and basically they're showing that we're zombies ourselves, going through the same routines. And I mean, if you watch it, I mean, we're actually the zombies, and then the actual zombie breakout happens, and I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a great concept. It was very popular for the time. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. I mean, I think they're a great duo.
Yeah, they are.
I don't think you could go wrong watching it. I just can only watch it every once in a while.
Yeah. Mike, what about you? Mike, do we have you?
I personally I like Shaun of the Dead. I thought it was funny. Hold on, my heart. Hold on. Stand by.
We can hear you.
No.
All right. Well, I'll give my opinion of Shaun of the Dead quick. I'm not a fan usually of spoof movies and stuff like that. I don't like.
Can you hear me?
I think trying to add the comedic value to it doesn't always.
We got you, Mike. All right, go ahead, John.
Okay, I didn't know what was going on there. I didn't know if we were having problems or something. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of spoof movies and stuff like that, but I thought it was funny. I really did find value in it. It was a really well done, high value, highly produced spoof movie, not just like not like a cheap thing or anything like that. So I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I agree with you. It was good. Certain spoof movies I can't get into, like what is a scary movie and stuff like that. I've never really been big on them. Shaun of the Dead is one that you can revisit from time to time, and like I said, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they're awesome. I love the movie Paul, and I mean it's not a serious movie, but if you watch it, it's pretty good. Might get back. He tell you what he thinks of it, but I mean, it wouldn't have hurt my feelings if they came with a part two. I mean, just to give you something to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it would need a remake or anything like that. I think
I didn't mean a remake. I mean a part two. Like I mean, literally like a continuance.
Yeah, I don't think it needs a sequel either. I think it was a really well done. I mean, I think that's what I think. I think sequels are hard nowadays anyway. So I don't think it needed a sequel. I like good standalone movies. There's nothing wrong with good standalone.
Well, no, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, even if it's not actually Shaun of the Dead, but them doing another spoof of another horror genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I
think that would be brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of spoof movies, but the first scary movie I thought was not bad either.
Just not a fan. I just never could do it. But I never liked Scream either. So
yeah, like I'm not going to turn it on or anything, but I at least was able to make it through the first one. I couldn't continue with the other ones, but with the first one, I was at least able to kind of watch it. Although Scream is almost a little bit of a spoof movie. It's Wes Craven making a little bit fun of it of himself in the first Scream
and that's
movie.
true. And I mean, I went back and watched Scream recently. My son got into it. He's only 8, so I try to watch it before he watches it type deal. Yeah. So I'm sitting here watching it twice within a week. And I mean, Scream isn't as bad as I remember. I'm just not big on Scream because I've always been into, like, if it's going to be a slasher film, give me somebody believable to be able to take out a grown man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm a huge fan of the Scream movies. In fact, I told the Media Maverick Mike he wanted to do his on his show. He wanted to do a Halloween episode, and he wanted to do the Screams. And I told him in capital letters, no, he cannot do Scream because I love the Scream series, and that's on the list for us to do for one of our Halloween series. So he cannot do it because I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the Scream movies.
What's the matter, Sydney? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Scream series, dude. I love him. Who is your favorite character? Does anybody have a favorite character of Shaun of the Dead? I'm gonna have to go with the lead dude, who I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but
Shaun.
yeah,
Just go with
probably.
mine's Ed. Mine would have to be Ed.
I would probably have to say Ed too.
Okay.
I like Shaun, but Shaun was kind of impractical with what was going on. Like, I mean, he was just after one thing throughout the whole movie. Ed was kind of like, "Hey, look, dude, we need to survive this shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I liked Ed myself.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a good movie, and a good spoof movie. And those are hard to do, also, as we've discussed. All right. Well, does anybody else have any final points they want to bring up?
Hey, I just you were asking me what my thoughts on it were before my hard line started messing up.
Yeah.
And one of the visuals that, like, the first time I watched Shaun of the Dead, it was a late night on Comedy Central, because that's where it used to be on, was Comedy Central, because it was a comedy zombie movie.
Yeah.
And I just thought at first this is just some bullshit, weird parody movie, but then I'm like, oh, it's funny. It's like you have to understand the comedy in it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think I think it was really well done. Those spoof movies like that and stuff aren't easy to do, and I think that was one of them that was good. And I think they all did it very well. Well, I think that's where we're gonna. Anything else, Mike? Did you want to add anything else? Because I know you were having connection problems through a lot of this episode, so I don't want to cut you off and not give you a chance to voice your opinion on anything. So, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or voice your opinion on, or anything?
It's not very much. Just some of the weapons they used in the Shaun of the Dead movie were like the cricket bat and all that. Like that's I like how they use the cricket bat instead of like just regular weapons you'd find in American zombie movies.
That's what I liked about the video game. Oh, I can't remember it. I can't remember it now. There's a
Dead
zombie.
Rising.
That's it. Thank you. Dead Rising, that's pretty much the same way. You can pretty much pick up anything and use it as a weapon. The first time I ever played it, someone else was playing it and they handed me the controller to give it a try, and I picked up CD cases and was throwing CD cases at the zombies. I'm like, are you serious? I can pick up I can pick up like the fuzzy foam bat and beat a zombie with the fuzzy foam. Like, I was having fun just grabbing random crap and just killing zombies. You know what I mean? I wasn't even looking for guns. I was like, what else can I pick up that I can use as a weapon?
I never played the Dead Rising games.
I like the first one, but I didn't like it as the game itself. I just like to go around killing the zombies. Like, actually playing the game, I've never been a follow me type player. Like, if you have to go rescue this person and
I know.
go find them, they got to follow you, or you throw them on your back and run around. I don't like that. So once the mall was filled up and you can go around with whatever weapons, that's all I did. I was just seeing how long I could survive.
Yep. I was the same way. I didn't like the game, had too much go here, go there, do this, do that, and not enough roam around and check it out and see what was available. They needed to give us more of that. It was too much time based, too much time restriction, too much.
But now that we're on the zombies in the video games, what is your favorite zombie type video game? Is that it?
No, my favorite zombie video game, I would have to Left 4 Dead would be right up there on the list. Both Left 4 Deads would be right up there on the list. And there's actually, we were talking about the World War Z movie and how you didn't really like it so much, but there's an actual World War Z video game that is actually really cool. And that is definitely right up there as well. I would put that right up there as well.
So go ahead, buddy.
I was like, my favorite zombie video game that's the only one I really ever played was Dead Island.
Dead Island's a great game. Dead Island's a great game too. I played through that, and that's a lot of fun also. See, that's like Dead Rising a little bit. It's not a third person, it's a first person, but it's not so time restrictive. There's a lot more. You can investigate and explore and uncover things yourself a lot more in Dead Island. And also, what else did I want to say? No, go ahead, Robby. You were going to say something else. You go ahead.
All right, so Left 4 Dead, the first and second one are great zombie games. I love how it is. It's simple. Get from point A to point B. But when it comes to these older systems like the 360 and stuff, State of Decay was probably my favorite one. It was kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but
Yeah, I know
zombie.
State of Decay too.
And I just tried to do State of Decay 2 recently. Couldn't get into it as much. I grew out of it, I guess. And of course, I play like the VR, so I like the zombie games on that. Like I have one called like The Cabin or something like that that my son and I will play. Walking Dead's on it, but I mean, if I had to go back to something and just like through the memories and stuff, would be State of Decay.
State of Decay, yeah, State of Decay is a really good game too. I want to give another shout out here because there's actually something that's been a new fad or a new genre of game that's been getting more popular is the survival builder games. And I think 7 Days to Die is a great game. It's a zombie survivor.
I want to play
survival
that so
builder.
bad.
Oh man, if you get it, dude, if you get it, let me know. We got to play together, dude. I only play that game once in a while because we used to play. Used to have a big group that we played together, but then some of the guys stopped playing it because they have a tendency to make you need to restart your game world
Right.
and whenever there's updates, and that I'm sorry can kill a game. That'll kill the game quickly.
Oh yeah.
It takes so long to get back up. But if you ever get it, you let me know because we are going to play the snot
I'll
out of
look
that.
into it, see how much it is, because I ain't got a lot of time, and the few video games I do play take a little bit of time. Hell, I
Yeah.
just started playing Harry Potter, so
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah,
But
me and my
get
son's been
7 days.
watching the movies.
If you do get 7 days, let me know because it's also, if I'm not mistaken, it's cross compatible between Xbox and the computer, which because I play
Right.
on Steam. I play on Steam, so but we can
Okay.
it's cross compatible, I'm pretty sure. And I also wanted to say oh, what was the other zombie game I wanted to shout out? Nope, I forgot it again. Mike, do you have anything else?
You brought up you just mentioned GTA. I don't know if either one of y'all ever played the Red Dead Undead Nightmare
Oh, thank
version of
you.
Red Dead
That
Redemption.
Oh
exactly.
Lord, that was like my favorite thing in the world.
100%. 100%. The Undead Nightmare for the first Red Dead was amazing and astonishing and a huge wasted opportunity for number 2. Huge wasted
I
opportunity.
agree. When I
Huge.
first got, like, I think I only ended up with two of the horses of Apocalypse. I think I got Pestilence and
I got
Death,
all 4.
maybe.
I got all 4.
Well, I stopped playing after a while because
Yeah.
I got it later. So when I beat Red Dead and started playing Red Dead 2, all the buddies I used to play with were starting to play Call of Duty, which I don't play. So I was left alone. So I just
Yeah.
roamed around having fun with the zombies.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. And Red Dead 2 is good online also, even though, again, Red Dead 2, oh, that's a whole wasted opportunity. We can make a whole episode on the wasted opportunity of Red Dead 2.
I
So,
think I might have to turn it on in a little while.
yeah, I love Red Dead 2. If you ever want to get down and play Red Dead 2, man, I have Red Dead 2. I'd love to play Red Dead 2. I just don't get into it because there's no one, I have everything in Red Dead 2 online. I have everything unlocked. There's nothing that I don't have. I have every single thing you can get from the fence. I have all the special crap you can get from it. There's literally nothing left in the game for me to buy except like some of the cheap stuff or some of the decorative stuff that I just don't like. I don't need or will never use. So I never bought it. There's literally
So
nothing else for me to do in the game.
Red Dead Redemption was probably one of my favorite games of all time. And I waited, like Red Dead 2, I did not get until maybe a year or two ago. And like I said, my son's like 8. So it's hard to sit down and play a game and like pay attention to that when he's asking questions or he wants to play. So to tell you the truth, I have not put hardly any time in Red Dead 2.
Oh, and let me
But I
know if you
think
ever
we
want to
went
play
off the
online.
subject a little bit, just to let you know.
Yeah, we did. We did. We got on to Red Dead 2. We usually do that though. All right, let's get out of it. Let's close this out and we'll save the video game chatter for another time.
That'll be a good one for Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Check out the Actually, yeah. I mean, Mike, the Media Maverick, Mike Weldon. He's the one that's going to be doing gaming content for us. He's got a series going right now on the Assassin's Creed, and him and I are discussing when, how, and all that stuff for when we're going to start actual posting gameplay. So that is going to be coming to Mayhem Gaming, is actual gameplay as well as more content. So we're still building that up. So stay tuned to that. And of course, next week we have the Friday the 13th series.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the Friday the 13th series next Friday, which is potentially going to be a live episode. It won't be till about 9 or 10 p.m. next Friday night. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We also just released the second episode of our Mayhem Origin series that the Media Maverick Mike is also doing. Connor Clarkson just released his episode today. So that's me and Connor that got our episodes done. And Robby, Mizpah, and Wolfman will be getting theirs in over the next couple of weeks. So we got a lot of stuff happening for Mayhem. Make sure you stay tuned to us. Make sure you share it out. Please leave a comment. All of that stuff helps with the algorithms. The QR code in the top corner is to our storefront. So you can just copy that and go right to our storefront. If you want to pick up some of our apparel, we have lots of different designs available. And we'll give the Media Maverick a little shout out here too. I changed the QR code. That QR code is to his store. So go ahead and scan that, and you can pick up some Media Mania merch at his store. And then, of course, the Mayhem Media storefront. Of course, we got QR codes now. We're advancing. We're moving up. So stay tuned to us. We got lots of stuff coming up. We got a big November planned, and then of course Christmas. We always do a special Christmas episode. So the Christmas time will be just around the corner. Thank you for tuning in to us. Until next week, we'll see you next week, if not before then, for the Media Maverick Mike and our graphic artist Robby H. I am your host JD, and that's the end.